And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to Koi Plays Tarot. My name is Koi, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2025. Hoping growth, light, success, everything that you need, that you get what you want, right? With that being said, as things grow with the channel and my own things going on in my own life, I will say, luckily and thankfully, I am ready to do individual reads again. So if that interests you to get a one-on-one read with me, message or contact directly and we can set that up. Now, for your first and last style of reading that I do, where we examine as stuff goes out, what's coming in. 1 month change to another, also 1 year's transition to another. This is defined by the aces and the tens on the board. Aces on top, tens on the bottom, each of the respective elements, water, earth, fire, and air, cups, pentacles, wands, and swords, respectively, right? The aces, what's new? Emotional opportunities, fulfillments, maybe adventures you're going to go on, things of that nature, or even more so, renewal, depending on the context. Going down to their 10 counterparts, conclusions, ultimatums, and endings. Basically, what have we learned or what are we trying to come to some sort of conclusion about? As a preamble to the read, Sag, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, even when it gets difficult, understand I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to misguide you. That's not what I do. That's not why I made the channel or anything of that sort. I'm here to talk to you about what I see on the board. Let's make it a conversation, rain or sunshine, okay? With that being said, yeah, Sagittarius, I'm so excited for the new year. I've been seeing good things for all the signs pretty much. And yeah, now that I get to you, let's see what the cards say. We're going to start with your Ace of Cups over here, okay? Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Sag in this read. I mean, that broke, but it didn't hit the table. What are the cards we need to see, please, for Sagittarius, first and last read, month of January? Oh, that's a break. It could be bad shuffling, but sorry to break too much, I'll know immediately. Yep. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Sagittarius and their first and last read today. It didn't fly out my hand, so still another break. Why are we breaking? What are the cards we need to see, please, for Sag in this read? There we go. I'd say something gonna pop out eventually, but this level, got it. 4 of Wands. The notion of a relationship or a strong bond, if nothing else, the safety of the heart space. Why so? Define the Ace of Cups for Sag in this read. Find the Ace of Cups. 8 of Swords. Why the 8 of Swords? Okay. 2 Wands. Interesting that 2 being the half of 4 is sandwiching the 8 of Swords. We're saying our emotional fulfillment is tied to a relational strong bond. I'm seeing this more as an intimate partner right now, Sag. But it could just be pertaining to the sanctity of your heart space, right? What your home looks like, even more so the safety and comfort you feel in it. Right now, we have our fire towards it, your home element, both fire cards of fire geared towards it, and simultaneously saying we don't know what to do with it. So we're saying it brings us happiness, but why do we feel disempowered by engaging with it, right? The 8 of Swords, it's oftentimes an uncomfortable conclusion that we come to because, again, it's defined by a person trapped in an open air cage of swords. Can they climb out? Yes. Will it hurt? Probably also yes. So what do they do at that point? It means that the choice becomes more and more obvious the more that we think about it. Something that we feel we're getting emotional fulfillment out of also makes us want to kind of distance ourselves either from what we had or what was established. So I'm trying to understand why this vibe is coming out right now. Let's go to the Ace of Pentacles. So the cards we need to see, please define the Ace of Pentacles for Sag in this read. So upon that Ace of Pentacles, King of Swords, okay. Fast, swift action for victory. Knight of Pentacles, wanting to invest into a new opportunity ahead. Five of Cups. Again, I think that was more tied to that Eight of Swords that we had in your opening with the Ace of Cups, Sagittarius, because we're saying that the right thing is to invest in something different, looking towards new opportunities. That's why the Ace of Pentacles is there, right? We want, how do I put this neatly in a way that doesn't seem like I'm trying to, come off offensive or trying to attack you, right? What we want for is something that we know fundamentally is not right for us, right? The Ace of Cups saying, I feel most fulfilled in whatever this dynamic was, and yet I feel more and more powerless the more I engage with it. Simultaneously, the right thing from the intellectual space to invest in something different, to basically swing your sword at something different, it doesn't give us any solace or comfort. The Five of Cups starts coming out, right? So there's the mind versus the heart right now. One, I need to leave whatever this dynamic is alone. Could be a family member, could be a friend, but it's more pointing towards intimate partner. Right now, Sag, could be something different by the time we get to the end. Whatever we're experiencing, our heart is saying we want this dynamic in our lives, this person, whatever the situation is, we want it in our lives. Simultaneously, from the intellectual space, we know it is not right for us. And so we're dealing with, honestly, the pain of emotional separation right now. And that makes sense. Just because something is a new opportunity doesn't mean that we like looking at it, right? Could it be in our best interest? Absolutely. Does it make it any easier? Absolutely not. So next, Ace of Wands. Define the Ace of Wands for Sag in their read. Home element of fire. What are we looking at? What does the spirit feel empowered to do? I mean, that's nice, but it didn't fly out my hand. What is it that needs to be shown upon the Ace of Wands for Sag in this read today? What empowers the Sagittarian spirit? Ace of Swords, okay. And what of that truth? Page of Swords and Ten of Wands. Okay, yeah. So I don't know what happened between you and this person, but let's talk about it. Ace of Wands. What do we feel energetically inclined towards? What is empowering us to basically put some pep in our step and move forward? We learned the truth, right? The Ace of Swords. I don't know if it's coming out. Again, this card isn't reflecting because of the shininess. So I don't know how visible it is. But the Ace of Swords, there's a truth that we learned. And now we chose to engage with it. We had to sit in observation of being like, did this really happen? What's going on here? So in learning that truth didn't give you any comfort, and in fact made you more defensive. Seven of Wands. It also pointed you in the right direction, right? Two things can be true at the same time. It is true and it is uncomfortable. Both are coalescing right now. And so this makes sense why you're having this mind-heart split of being like, the more that we engage in whatever this dynamic we established was, the more I'm not liking it, and the more it's only telling me I need to pack my bags and leave. At least from what I'm seeing right now, Sag. You're not liking it, but everything else is pointing you towards the right answer, which is why you're uncomfortable about it. Two things can be true at once. Next, to the Ace of Swords. There we go. Three of Cups. Okay. Why the Three of Cups? I don't want to say what immediately came to my mind, so we're going to hold off on that. Why What else is laying underneath that Ace of Swords for Sagittarius in this reading? That's a break. What are the cards that we need to see, please, that rest underneath that Ace of Swords for Sagittarius read? There goes another break. What are we so defensive about? Because I get why you have this disposition, Sag. Don't get it twisted. I very much understand why, but it's not telling me, the specifics of what you're doing about it. Yep. Seven of Swords. The notion that things are not exactly as they appear on the surface. Why so? Three of Wands, the expectation of the horizon. Or what do we anticipate moving forward? Let's make it simple. Three of Cups. Now, I'm already seeing a dynamic of Sagittarius who is distrusting of a connection or a pointing more towards an intimate partner bond. Something that they learned made them basically examine what's right for them, what's not. If it's making, causing this much distrust within me, what are we doing with that? The Ace of Swords to that Three of Cups. One cup means fulfillment. Two cups mean a date. Three cups mean a party. Oftentimes in a one-to-one type of read, this indicates that there's a third party or there's something that's not adding up to you in terms of emotional direction, right? The cups here being the notion of reunion or meeting somebody, however you already knew this person. So I'm sensing that more as a person outside of you and maybe even outside of them. Seven of Swords. The truth that we have to get at is that something ain't adding up. 1 + 1 is not equaling 2 right now. And so when we peel back, that layer of that onion, Three of Wands, what are we to expect on the horizon? Because I thought we were on the same page, and you're showing me right now it's not what we originally agreed upon. Underneath it all, the Magician, the power of manifestation. We can do what we want to, now what do we want? Okay. If this is a scenario where you're finding out that a partner cheated on you or that there's just another person that is outside this connection having influence, that's where it stands right now, Sag. It doesn't have to be, a nice conversation. It just has to be a conversation, right? That's honesty. But for where it's at, I see why you're having the mind-heart split, because two things are true at once. And the more we examine it, the more we don't like it. It's just where it's at. To the Ten of Cups. Show the cards that we need to see, please, upon the Ten of Cups in this read for Sagittarius. What are we harmonizing with? What is making things go right properly? Three of Cups. Finding reunion. Oh. Okay. Nine of Cups, the notion of fulfillment, that this was meant to happen. Five of Pentacles and the need to leave it behind. Got it. Oh God. Originally, I was reading this as, the person you're in a dynamic with, there was, the suspicion of infidelity that made things, very not nice, or like, are you cheating on me? Things like that. That's not necessarily from their direction, Sag. That's from yours. What happened recently is that almost like the coincidence of divine timing or intervention, you reunited with somebody that ignited your heart. Yeah. The passion, the flame, emotions, things like that. You either met somebody or rekindled a connection that revealed a lot more within you, a lot more that you want with them than you actually wanted to have happen. Right? And so what pains you right now is the notion of having to leave it behind, right? we disconnected for a reason. Why are you back? And yet I'm so happy that you're here. Yeah. If you're already in a relationship or a connection, I can see why this frustrates you, because it's like, why not yesterday? Right? Why now? Why now? And the thing about how this oftentimes works is that the abstract concept we call love is never convenient. It's not meant to be. Right? Love is some of the most illogical and inconvenient things that you'll ever see, and that's why it's also one of the most powerful emotions that people have. Here, they're not connecting with somebody outside of the dynamic you have, right? And it wasn't intentional. I don't necessarily see like there's the deception of we planned this out, we were trying to coordinate, etc. You literally kind of just bumped into this person out of happenstance, and here's where we are. And now that we reconnected with each other, well, what do I do with this? That's where it's at right now. And it's a strange feeling, but it's also having you look at a lot of things. Am I happy in my current dynamic? Am I happy with my current partner or relationship? Because if I was, then why am I feeling all this stuff for you? Because I thought we separated on whatever terms we did. And now do I have to leave it behind again when time is actually right? When we actually worked on ourselves and pursued life in the ways that we should have. Yeah. Is it the best feeling? No. Is it a true feeling? Also, yes. So let's go to the Ten of Pentacles. Show us the cards that we need to see. Please define the Ten of Pentacles for Sagittarius in this reading. What about the foundation of what we want to lay going ahead? The culmination of all these experiences. That's a break. What are we defensive about? We're already here. We're already here, Sag. We're already here. What are the cards we need to see? Please define that Ten of Pentacles in the reading. Okay, I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense, but it didn't hit the table, so I can't take. So the cards that we need to see, please, for Sag in the read today. Ace of Wands. Okay. So we have to make a decision here. Why so? Queen of Cups. What does our heart actually say, what it wants, and how we move forward? And lastly, we have to speak directly towards it. Okay. So I'm reading one or two scenarios here that both spell out the same conclusion. A, you connected with somebody and it's making you decide what you actually want out of a relationship. For those of you who are in a dynamic with a current partner that you're not really feeling anymore, if not, why not? Right? The next is we're reconnecting with somebody out of total coincidence, because again, I didn't see any intentionality of like, deceptive behavior or whatnot throughout the read. It's just like we quite literally bumped into each other at a breakfast shop or something like that. And now I gotta sit with, dang, who are we now? Right? In that case, okay, what do you really want? Because both options are present for you. What do you really want out of this? I think that's something that you're deciding, and all this underneath your Ten of Pentacles, it's going to be the decision that's going to impact probably the rest of your life moving forward. What do we do? Are we really happy with where we're at or who we're with, depending on your circumstance, Sag? Or do we have to sit in the reality of maybe we have to talk to this person for a reason? We got to find out basically why they're back for whatever reason. That's what I'm looking at right now. Next. Ten of Wands. Show us cards that we need to see, please. Find that Ten of Wands for Sag in this reading. What defines the Ten of Wands for Sagittarius in the read today? So much breakage. Let's not be afraid. Let's not be afraid. I'll take that one. Power of manifestation. And if that's sitting underneath your Ten of Wands, it's the burden of desire. What do we actually want? We have to sit with that right now. Because what we want, we can't have. But I'm trying to understand what exactly that is. So those cards we need to see, please, for Sagittarius in this video. Nine of Pentacles. Because whatever we sit with, we must invest into. Why so? Emperor, the card of Aries. I don't know if you're connecting with an Aries, reconnecting with an Aries, or if you are connected to an Aries. That's not the point. Point here being, we got some decisions to make. And so we had to sit with the burden, not of inaction, but of choice. What do we choose and what do we mean? Ten of Swords. Show us the cards that we need to see, please. Define that Ten of Swords for Sagittarius in this read. What painful but still true conclusions have we come to? King of Wands. Oh my God, my nose. Sorry, I feel like I'm about to sneeze. We had to do the best with what we got right now, and what we have is basically the weighing the options of a relationship. Next, Empress. Who are we truly connected to? What is our higher selves telling us? Six of Swords. Move on. Either we move on from this person or we move on from a stale relationship. That's where we're at right now, Sag. Underneath it all, Seven of Pentacles. And so the process, it is what it is. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. What do we do? What do we do? Ooh. Next, define the major arcana strewn across the table for Sagittarius in this read. We will first look towards, oh yeah, there wasn't any in the top row. We will first look towards, where did I see it? The Magician. Yeah, there we go. Let's say it's around here somewhere. Show us the cards that we need to see, please. Upon that Magician for Sag in this read. The World. Yeah. And that's why you're having to sit with the choice. We either pursue life with the person we were already connected to, or we pursue life with the person that came back. Or potentially, if this is a brand new person altogether. Yeah. One or two options here. What do we do with that? What do we do? To the Emperor. Judgment. Am I making the right call? What is the purpose of this? And am I making the right sign? Am I making the right decisions? Am I listening to the signs? Lastly, to the Empress. Three of Wands. I hope I'm making the right decision, the best of me coming out, but also hoping for the best of you. Okay, yeah, it's a big decision on the horizon, ain't it, Sag? Did not expect this in the read, because originally I was getting a completely different vibe, and now everything makes absolute sense. Resolution. The real cards of resolution for Sagittarius in this read was held in space of resolution for Sagittarius in this read today. Ten of Wands. The burdens that we sit with, we now must carry. How so? Well, I pulled two, so let's take two. And that's why I pulled two. Okay? The Wheel of Fortune and the Page of Wands. If not the smallest amount of optimism, that the answers reveal themselves with time. But also, time took its course to bring this person back, didn't it? Underneath it all, Hermit, card of Virgo. I have it in my toolkit to make the right decisions. I need to trust that my answers are true and just. Here's where you are right now, Sag. From the reading, I'm talking to somebody who's probably, if not very set on being single, then and loving the home and the space that they're in a well-established relationship. The reason that your mind and heart are battling right now is because you reconnected with somebody you did not expect to see again. That's very much obvious and true. And so you're asking the question, why? And the more that you explore that question internally, you're also realizing you still have feelings for them. Right? It's almost like punching you in the face at this point. And so we had to sit with the reality of, I either pursue life with this person or stay with a dynamic that I'm in. But I'm also seeing a Sag who's been kind of dissatisfied with the relationship that they're in for a mild amount of time. And so the question isn't, are I mean, the question is, why did this person come back? I think that's the initial impression that you had. But secondly, it's the notion of, now what do I do with it? Right? Because do I pursue life with this person, or do I pursue life in a relationship that was already well established? I don't know what to do, right? Your girl needs some advice here. And so when we talk about the pain of endings, the only conclusion that you come to is that whatever I choose, whether it be this person or that person, I have to make it definitive and final. If I'm not happy with where my current circumstance is, then I have to acknowledge that and break that off and pursue whatever was sparking within me for this connection. If I have to say I'm going to leave this in the past, then I have to accept that the universe brought you back to me again, or connected me with you in some way, shape, or form, and I still had to say no. But will it bring you back to me again? Probably not. And that's something I had to sit and live with. Overall, in your read today, Sag, yeah, it's a toughie. It's definitely a toughie because, hey, you thought that things were, kind of dead in the water. They're just gone between you and this person. But more so, you never expected, A, for them to change, and B, for, basically a reunion between you two. You thought what was done. And then now they're back new and improved. And you're like, well, I mean, yeah, what could we have been? So that's why I see in your read today, Sag. Oh, this conversation helped. And yeah, it's definitely a toughie. But more than that, it's understanding what's going on within, right? Not trying to project it onto any party. The person that you're with, the person that you're reconnected with, is just about sitting and being right now. Make your decision and make it wisely. Because again, it's probably going to have a grandiose impact. Whatever you choose, make sure that you're comfortable with it, okay? I'll see you around.